If you're a controller player and looking to get better aim, don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna give you the best controller settings that will amplify your gameplay for Call of Duty Warzone Season 2. First, once you get to the Warzone menu, we're gonna need to go to the cogwheel over in this section and go to controller. Now, make sure that your input device obviously is set to controller. Stick layout, I usually like to set it to default. Go into the horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity. Now, sometimes some people like to have it like really fast, but personally, I just don't see the benefit of it, especially if your aim is all over the place. I like to go more to the 1.5 to the 1.55 range. So I put my horizontal set to 1.5, then vertical I have it to 1.55 so I can elevate my shots up or down. All the rest of these settings, I would recommend having this set to off. Moving on, this one is kind of more of a personal preference. I like to have this controller vibration set to on. Honestly, more consistency I feel is when I have my vibration set to on, but a lot of people, it tends to be a distraction for others, so I completely understand if it's too much for you. If you have it set to on, you can actually have your intensity of the vibration set to get even lower instead of 100. You could have it 65, whatever you feel is best so that you don't feel distracted and it just feels right. We're gonna go to dead zone inputs. Now, this is probably one of the most important settings of this entire video. Dead zone is going to affect based on how much stick drift you have on your controller, because sometimes over the course of years, they get used up over time and it starts to get wear and tear. Sometimes if you're that type of gamer that likes to eat while also gaming, grease and dirt and grime can get into the controller, which thus makes stick drift. Typically, what has worked best for me is usually having your left stick minimum either set to 2, between 2 to 5. Now, it's going to depend on how much stick drift you have, so this will kind of vary upon different people, but 4 is the left stick minimum that I have it set to. Left stick max, I see usually a lot of people set it to either between 45 to 60, but 50 has been the one that works best for me. For the right stick minimum, I have it set to 2, right stick max set to 99, and both the left and right triggers and dead zone inputs set to 0. And we're going to move on to the aiming tab. In the aiming tab, I know this is crazy to think about. Yes, I play inverted. I know, I'm a maniac. At least on Warzone, I can claim myself, unless if somebody wants to challenge me, I can consider myself that I'm the best inverted Warzone controller player. If any of you out there who are inverted controller players on Warzone and would like to challenge me to a kill race, let me know down in the comments below. Drop by my streams on Twitch, YouTube, or TikTok. Now, that being said, let's continue to move forward. So, sensitivity multiplier. You're gonna want to set everything except for the ADS sensitivity multiplier to 1.0, but to the ADS sensitivity multiplier specifically, you're gonna want this to be set to 0.80. Now, onto the inverted. If you're not an inverted type of player, please make sure you have this set to standard. I grew up as a Halo player, and that is what I used to use all the time when I played Halo SWAT. Moving on to aiming advanced settings. You're gonna wanna go in here and you're gonna press the ADS sensitivity transition and timing. Make sure you set this to instant. Your sensitivity multiplier will be applied immediately when you're aiming, which is huge. What the dead zone inputs are supposed to do is that they are supposed to center your aim. Those settings that I just gave you so that your aim is not sputtering to the left or too much to the right. It is to be centered in the middle. Third person ADS correction type, I would recommend setting it to assist. And then your aim response curve type, set it to dynamic. And once you have selected dynamic, make sure that you also go to the show more tab and you will be able to see where it shows the aim response curve slopescape. Make sure you select 1.0. That is it for this section, and we're gonna go ahead and continue to move downwards. Target aim assist, obviously have this turned on. You'd be silly to not have this on when it comes to having aim assist, because aim assist is obviously broken in Warzone. So make sure you set this to on. ADS aim assist, set it to on as well. Motion sensor function behavior, set this to off. Now we're gonna go to movement. For your sprint assist, you're gonna wanna make sure you select tactical sprint assist. It'll make your thumbsticks last longer. You won't have to beat up your controller as much. And especially if you're the type that doesn't typically use shotguns, this is gonna be the best one for you, for those who like to run aggressively with SMGs or assault rifles. The assist delay set to 0, sprint assist sideways and backwards set to on for your on movement. For your mantle assist, mantling is so annoying in this game. I cannot tell you and express how many times I've died to mantling in this game. Set it to off. I recommend setting this to off, as well as your crouch assist tactical sprint to off, corner slice set to off, wall jump assist set to off. Your slide to dive behavior. Now this one you can choose a couple of options. For me personally, what has worked best is tap to slide. Automatic airborne mantle, I select partial. I don't want it to, mantling to take over too much when it comes to being airborne. Sprint restore set to on. Slide maintain sprint set to on. Parachute automatic behavior. Now this one tends to be annoying for me. I don't like to have it on because sometimes it screws me over when I'm trying to land somewhere specifically. Now wall jump activation, I would have it set to press. Combat roll assist set to always. Slide/combat roll behaviors, select tap to slide. Combat roll camera set to third person. And here's some movement advanced settings that we're going to go into. So sprint, tactical sprint behavior, I have it set to toggle to where you press to start sprinting and you release to move forward in order to stop. This tends to be a more utilizing for your controller so that you are not having to, you know, to put a lot of downforce or take more response times to be able to get your sprint that you want. So toggle tends to work best here. Auto move forward set to off. Auto door peak set to off. Granite mantle set to on. Single tap run for your tactical sprint activation. Plunging underwater is free. Sprinting door bash always set to on. Vehicle behaviors, vehicle control mode set it to driver control. Score streak vehicle control mode set to aim based control. Vehicle camera recenter set to short delay. Camera initial position set to free look. And lean out activation set it to melee / finishing move / body shield. That is it from the movement tab. We're going to move on to combat, our final tab. Aim down sight behaviors set to hold. This one has been an OG Call of Duty setting that has worked over the course of years. Tactical stance behavior set to toggle, and it remains active until you press it again. Tactical stance activation ADS plus down button. Weapon mount activation ADS plus melee. Dedicated melee weapon activation to hold melee. Body shield finishing move behavior set it to prioritize finishing move. Armor plate behavior apply all, because I'm having to tap over and over and over again. It's really annoying. C4 detonation activation, do it all at once. This one tends to be the most useful and faster response as far as getting an explosive out with your C4. Equipment behavior set to hold. Manual fire behavior set to press. Now let's go into your combat advanced settings. Your change zoom activation is going to be sprint, tactical sprint focus. Weapon mount exit short delay. Your interacts reload behavior set to prioritize interacts that whenever you need to reload, you just have to hold that action button so that you're able to not accidentally pick things up. So this one tends to be the best option. Mantle cancels reload. Sprint cancels reload off. Akimbo behavior independent. ADS stick swap off. Completed ammo on. Weapon mount movement on. And weapon mount return set to off. For scoreboard, map stats behavior set to toggle. And now lastly, in our overlay advanced settings, inventory control, I have it set to directional buttons. Ping wheel delay set to moderate. Double tap danger ping delay set to moderate. And emotes and sprays wheel possession set to default. And that is my entire controller settings for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments. Love to hear your feedback. Okay. There we go. Yes, sir. I'm gonna lie, we're off to a pretty decent start. I got hit a lot of bullets. Nope, nope. Not this time. Oh, brother, that guy landed behind me? Oh, that's so unlucky. Oh, get turned on, buddy. Get turned on. Ooh, almost had it. Oh, that's where he's at. All right, we got specialists. You rocking it. Have a kill there. No way. Oh my gosh. I'm actually able to get back up. That's crazy. One last team, baby. And that's how we do it, baby. That's how we do it. Yes, sir.